Welcome to the Digital System Design Laboratory. So in the today's video, we are going to have or conduct our experiment number 5. And the objective of this particular experiment is to design a combinational circuit with 4 inputs A, B, C, D and one output F. And the output F is to be equal to 1 when A equals to 1, provided that B equals to 0, or when B equals to 1, provided that either C or D is equals to 1. Otherwise, the output is to be equal to 0. So this particular combinational circuit we have to implement, whose statement is given in this particular objective. And this circuit has to be implemented using the minimum number of 2 input NAND gate. So that we have to done by just having this statement, and then we have to realize this circuit using the minimum number of 2 input NAND gate. So let's begin how to implement this particular combinational circuit and how to realize the same by using the minimum number of 2 input NAND gate. So first of all, to start with, we have to first again read this particular given statement once again, so that we will be able to realize the truth table based on the statement given. So as you can see that we have to design a combinational circuit and it is having the 4 inputs A, B, C, D and one output F. So first of all, I am taking this truth table, okay, that consists of 4 inputs A, B, C, D and one output is F. Okay, now here I can write all the total 16 possible combinations by having this 4 inputs. So that combinations I have already written over here, you can see. Okay, we are having total 16 rows, okay, based on this combination of this ABCD. Now we have to follow the given statement. So you can see that in this statement itself, it is written that the output F is to be equal to 1 when A is equals to 1, okay, provided that B equals to 0. So first we have to consider this particular condition, okay. So the condition says that this output F is to be equal to 1 whenever A is equals to 1, provided that B equals to 0. And it has not mentioned anything about what should be the conditions for C and D. So we are just starting with just considering these two conditions, okay. So irrespective of the values of C or D, this truth table should give F equals to 1 whenever A equals to 1 and B equals to 0. So here you can identify that in this truth table, these are the values of A equals to 1. Okay, here we have this last 8 values, which is having this 8 rows, which is having A equals to 1. Now we have to follow the second condition that B should be equals to 0. So here you can see that these are the B's, okay. These are the B in which this B is equals to 0. So here the conditions, both the conditions are actually fulfilled in which A equals to 0 and B equals to 0. A equals to 0, B equals to 0. So irrespective of the values of C and D. So here I have marked based on the first given conditions, I have marked this output F equals to 1, 1, 1 and 1. So this red colors I have denoted corresponding to the first given conditions. Okay. So this will be our output corresponding to our first combination. Okay. Our first condition, you can say. So the next, if you continue, read this statement, you will find that it is written as when B equals to 1, so this output F is to be equals to 1 either when B means A equals to 1, provided that B equals to 0, that we have already done. Now it will also be equals to 1 when B equals to 1, provided that either C or D is equals to 1. So now we have to look for those combinations in which B is equals to 1 and either C or D is also equals to 1. So here you can see that this is the column for B, okay, and here you can see that this is B equals to 1. So we have to look for the column C and D, okay. If any of them is equals to 1, then the output should be equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1 and here we have B equals to 1. So here you can see that this is B equals to 1. In the first case here, you can see that both the C and D's are 0. So we cannot make this 1. Okay, so here it is 0 and 1. So here we have this B and D both are equals to 1. And based on the given condition, this has to be marked as equals to 1. Similarly, here you can see that this combination, again, B equals to 1 and C equals to 1. And therefore, this output should be equals to 1. Similarly, here we can see that we are having both B and C and D both are equals to 1. Okay, so because it is not mentioned that whether C or D should be means B, C, D all should be equals to 1 or not, we are just considering that because this combination is actually following like B or either C or D is equals to 1. So in again, this output is going to be equals to 1. Okay, if it is specifically mentioned that only one of them should be equals to 1, then we can we have to accordingly mark our output F. Okay, so because this condition is fulfilled because B and C is equals to 1, so we are actually marking it equals to 1. Similarly, here you can see that again in this particular row B is equals to 1, and again this C and D is equals to 0. Okay, so we are just keeping it as equals to 0. And then when it is B equals to 1, here again our D is equals to 1, so we are just marking it equals to 1. Similarly, again in this row you can see that B equals to 1 and C equals to 1, and again it is should be marked as equals to 1. Similarly, at the last case we can see that B and C and D all are equals to 1, and then we can mark it as equals to 1 irrespective of the values of A. Okay, so this way I have marked this all the output F. Okay, so first red one is actually is as per our first given condition, and this blue ones are actually corresponding to our second condition. Okay, and the rest of the output here you can see that otherwise the output is to be equals to 0. So rest of the output should be equals to 0. Okay, so here I have just marked it as equals to 0, 0, 0. Okay, all in all other conditions. So once we are able to construct the truth table as per the given statement, okay, in that case, we will be able to make the Karnaugh map based upon this outputs. Okay, so I have already constructed the Karnaugh map over here. You can see this, okay, because we have to implement the circuit by using the NAND gate. Okay, first of all, we need to have the minimized Boolean expression. Okay, so to minimize the Boolean expression, I have just formed this particular Karnaugh map, and then I have already marked here the ones wherever wherever we are getting this output equals to ones. Okay, so after marking this all ones, you can just try to verify that this Karnaugh map is corresponding to this particular truth table, and then we have to solve this particular Karnaugh map to get our minimized expressions. So here you can see that the minimized expression that we are going to get is F equals to AB bar plus BD plus BC. So this will be our minimized expression based on this Karnaugh map. Okay, after solving this Karnaugh map, we can get this particular minimized expression. So now we have to implement this given circuit. Okay, we have to implement this Boolean function, this minimized Boolean function using the two input NAND gate. So as I already explained in my previous lectures that this NAND gate can be, because it is a universal gate, this NAND gate can be used to implement the NOT function by having this way. Okay, just shorting the two terminal, and then we can apply input, and then we can get the A bar. Okay, we can realize that NOT gate operation. Similarly, we can also get one AND function, okay, by having this particular cascaded connection in this way. Okay, NAND gate is followed by the inverter, which is also formed from the NAND gate itself. Okay, and then we can realize the AND gate in this way. Similarly, here we can get this our OR gate. Okay, OR gate by having this three combinations of our NAND gate in this particular fashion. So now once we understood this, okay, we can see that because we have to implement this particular circuit, okay, here we can see that actually we have to perform the AND operation. Okay, first of all, we have to operate, means we have to obtain this B complement that has to be implemented by having the our NOT gate operation using the NAND gate. Okay, and then we have to implement the AND function, okay, between A and B bar. Then here we have to implement B and D. Then here we have to implement B and C, and then we have to implement the OR function between all of them. So that we have to implement. You remember that we have to just use the 2 input NAND gate. So let's see how this circuit can be implemented by just having this basic idea. Okay, we can implement this particular circuit. So I'm doing this implementation on the multi-sim, so you can look at how it can be implemented. Okay, it is very it can be easily implemented onto the multi-sim. So let's see how it can be implemented and how we can verify the circuit. So this is our basic circuit. Okay, here you can see that basically, first of all, what we have to implement is we have to first implement the B bar. If you see this function, okay, we have to first implement the B bar, and then we have to implement the AND operation between them. Okay, so here you can see that to implement the B bar, I am just taking here as the B input. Okay, so first we have to implement the complement of this B. So that should be implemented by having the NAND gate, and these 2 terminals should be shorted, and then the input should be applied, then the output will be equals to B bar. So I'm just making this connection over here. Okay, I'm just making this connection. Okay, so this way we have this particular NAND gate, which is actually giving you the output, or it is acting as a inverter. Okay, and here we have got the B bar as the output. Now we have to implement the our AND operation. Okay, as per our Boolean expression, we have to implement this A dot B bar. Okay, so that we have to implement. So here you can see that this AND operation can be implemented by 2 cascaded connections. Okay, this 2 input has to be applied to an AND gate. Then it should be followed by an inverter. Okay, implemented by NAND gate itself. So that section here, you can see that we have this particular NAND gate. Okay, then followed by this inverter section. Okay, so now we can apply this B bar to one of the terminal. Okay, and then this is our A. Okay, here you can see that this is A. So this can be applied to this particular NAND gate. So now you can see that this output, okay, because this is corresponding to implementation of the AND operation between A and B bar. Okay, so here the output that we are going to get is nothing but your A dot B bar. So now we have already implemented A dot B bar. Now we have to implement our second function. Okay, what is our second function? Our second function is B dot D. This is what we have to implement. Okay, B dot D. So how to implement B dot D? Again, we have to follow the same cascaded structure. We have to use the 2 NAND gate. Okay, so here you can see that we have this D. Okay, I have this input as equals to D. I have this particular NAND gate, and then we have to connect this. Okay, and then we have to also connect this B input. Okay, I'm just making this connection from this D point. Okay, so now it has connected like B and D, and then the output is going to be B dot D bar. And then again, if you means pass it through a NAND gate, means inverter circuit, then we are going to get B dot D. So the output of this NAND gate we are supposed to get is equals to NAND gate. Okay, means B dot D. So here you can see that the output of this particular NAND gate is B dot D, and output of this particular NAND gate is nothing but your A dot B bar. Now, if we wish to add this 2 inputs, okay, here you can see that this expression is AB bar plus BD. Okay, so first I'm adding this 2 term, and then the resultant will be added to this BC. Okay, so if you want to add this 2, okay, before adding this 2, I'm also implementing the BC. Okay, so this BC can also be implemented. Here you can see that I have this particular NAND gate. Okay, and I'm applying this C at this particular input, and then we have to apply the B. So B is available at this point, so we can apply at this particular point. Okay, so I'm just connecting it. So here you can get this output equals to your BC. Now, if we want to add this 2 inputs, okay, like A dot B bar, and here it is something B dot D. If we want to add them, we have to implement one OR gate. Okay, we have to perform the OR operation. Okay, you see that we have to we have to perform the OR operation. So this OR operation can be performed by having this particular structure. Okay, we have to use this 3 NAND gate in this particular structure, in which first we have to perform the inverter functions. Okay, we have to invert the inputs. Okay, and then this inverted inputs has to be applied to the NAND gate, and the output of the NAND gate is going to be your A OR operation with B. Okay, so this way we are going to get our OR gate function. So here you can see that we have this structure. Okay, we are having this structure. First, we are having this inverter section. Okay, these two inverter sections followed by a NAND gate. Okay, so now I can apply this to particular this input A dot B bar to this particular NAND gate, and then again this output B dot D should be applied to this one. Okay, so now the output of this and NAND gate is going to be you are nothing but A dot B bar plus BD. Okay, that will be the output at this particular point. So that we have already realized up to this point. Now you can see this because the next part is to add this output. Okay, with this particular output. Okay, this is our B dot C. So what we have done so far is we have already implemented this part. Okay, we have already implemented up to this part, A B bar plus BD. Now we have to add this output with BC, or we have to perform the OR function with this output. So that has to be added with BC. So again, we have to implement the same circuit. Okay, here you can see that I have implemented the same circuit again. Okay, and this has to be connected to this particular output. Okay, and this has to be connected to this particular input. Okay, so it has to be connected in this way because these are the two inverters. Okay, realized using the NAND gate itself, and then this has to be applied to this particular NAND gate, and then our circuit is now completed, and this output we are supposed to get like A dot B bar plus BD plus BC. Okay, and then we can make this connection. So in this way we can make this connection using the NAND gate. So this circuit that we have shown here in the truth table. Okay, and then we have got this minimized expression. Now we have implemented just by having the NAND gates. But you remember that as per the given problem, we have to use the minimum number of two input NAND gate to implement the circuit. Okay, so now let's see how this can be minimized. Okay, so how this circuit can be minimized, that we have to look at. So you just try to see this. Here you can see that actually if you see here we have one NAND gate. Okay, and then again we are having another NAND gate. Okay, so here you can see that if the input to this NAND gate means this particular inverter. Okay, here we have this inverter and another inverter is at this point. So if let us say the input to this inverter is A dot B bar. Okay, so here we are going to get from the first inverter output, we are going to get this A dot B bar whole bar, and again this complement will be cancelled out due to another inverter operation. So it means that these two inverter operations are actually cancelling each other. Okay, you remember that. So there is no use of having these two inverters in cascade. Okay, so what we can have is whenever we can found two inverter section in cascade, those means inverters can be removed. You remember that we can remove this and this two inverter section, and I can directly make a connection from this point to that point. Okay, there is no need of having to cascaded NAND gate. Okay, similarly here you can see that means cascaded inverter. Sorry, I'm saying that cascaded NAND gate. No, it is cascaded inverter. Okay, so here again we can see that because it's two cascaded inverter should not be there. Okay, here again you can see that we are having two cascaded NAND gate. Okay, so let us say if the input is B dot D, then here we are going to get B dot D complement. Okay, and again this complement will be cancelled by passing through the next inverter. So what we can have is we can remove this two NAND gate, these two inverter circuits. Okay, this two inverter has to be removed. Okay, because it is in the cascaded, so two cascaded inverter should be removed. Similarly here again you can see that we are having the two cascaded inverters. Okay, so that has to be removed. So you can see if you see how many NAND gates that we have used in this implementation, then you can count it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Okay, but actually we don't require 13 NAND gates. What we can have is we can remove this two, then again we can remove this two, and another two, this two inverters can be removed. Okay, so altogether we can remove 6 NAND gate, and then we can simplify our circuit. Okay, so I have already done this one. Okay, I have just removed these two NAND gates. Okay, these inverter sections, again this two and this two. Okay, so this simplified version you can get in this way. From this output I have directly connected to this NAND gate, and then I have removed here two inverter sections and again two inverter sections from this path. So in this way we are going to get only 7 NAND gates. Okay, and this circuit and these two circuits are equivalent. Okay, these two circuits are equivalent. So if we have this circuit, now if we have implemented it properly, then all the combinations of the truth table should be verified. Okay, so here you can see that we have these combinations like this A equals to 0, B equals to 0, C equals to 0, and D equals to 0. So you please keep on observing. I will be changing these values from 0 to 1, and then I will be testing all the combinations. Okay, so total 16 combinations. And that time we have to verify that whether we have implemented the circuit properly or not. So you just, I'm trying to execute this one. So here you can see that for the first combination 0, 0, 0, and 0, this output is not glowing. Okay, so here you can see this truth table. Okay, for the first case, okay, here we can see this first case for 0, 0, 0, this output is 0. Okay, again now we can make it 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so just I'm trying to making it 0, 0, 0, 1, so I can test with the second combination. So I'm just making D equals to 1. Okay, here we can observe D equals to 1. Again you can see this output is equals to 0. Okay, now again I can test the what this third combination 1, 0. Okay, 0, 0, 1, 0. So I'm just making this D equals to 0 again, and then I'm making this C equals to 1. Okay, so if I will make this C equals to 1, you can see that this output is still 0. Okay, so we have tested our third combination. Now again I can make this 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so I'm making this D equals to 1. Okay, you can see that this output is remains 0. So now we have to check our next combination. Okay, that combination is 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so let's see 0, 1, 0, 0. First I'm making this C equals to 0 and D equals to 0, and then we have to make this B equals to 1. Okay, so you see this B equals to 1. Okay, so still this output is 0. Okay, so here you can see from this truth table, when it is 0, 1, 0, 0, the output remains 0. Now we have to test this combination 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, so I'm just making D equals to 1. Okay, I will just make it D equals to 1. So once D equals to 1, this combination is corresponding to, you can see that this is 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, see, this is A, B, and C and D. Okay, it is 0, 1, 0, 1. So for this particular combination, this LED is glowing, and we have tested our this particular combination 0, 1, 0, 1 when the output is equals to 1. Now again we can make it 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay, so let me make it 0, 1, 1, 0. So this is already 0, and then we have to make it 1, 1, 0. So I'm just making D equals to 0 and C equals to 1. Okay, again this combination is glowing. So we have verified our next combination, which is nothing but our 0, 1, 1, 0. Now we can make another combination like 0, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so I'm just making D equals to 1. So if we make D equals to 1, you can see that this combination is still glowing. Okay, so now we have already verified our this particular combination 0, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so this output is coming as equals to 1. Now we have to test this particular combination 1, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so let me make this A equals to 1. Okay, let me make this A equals to 1, and rest of the input should be equals to 0. So I'm just making this B equals to 0, then D equals to 0, and C equals to 0. Now I'm just making this A equals to 1. Okay, so I'm just making, I made this equals to 1, so it is 1, 0, 0, 0. And again this output is glowing. Okay, so we are able to verify over this combination. Now again I can make it 1, 0, 0, 1. So try to say this 1, 0, 0, 1. So I have to make D equals to 1 here. So I'm just making D equals to 1. So this is our combination 1, 0, 0, 1. So now this is still glowing. Okay, so now again we have to verify our next combination, which is 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, so I'm just making this 1, 0, 1, 0. Here you can see that once we stop it, okay, so no need to stop 1, 0, and 1 0. So I'm just making D equals to 0 and C equals to 1. So still here you can see that it is still glowing. Okay, it is still glowing. It is 1 0 1 0. Okay, now again we have to test our next combination that will be equals to this one. Okay, 1 0 1 1. Okay, that we have to verify. So we have to make 1 0 1 1. So I'm just making D equals to 1. Okay, it is 1 0 1 1. Okay, still our output is glowing. Now we have to test this output. Okay, 1 1 0 0. Okay, so just try to make this one 1 1 0 0. So if we make 1 1, okay, and then 0 0. Okay, so this is 1 1, and then we have to make D equals to 0 and C equals to 0. So that time this LED should glow off. Okay, so it is now off. Okay, here you can see that for this combination 1 1 0 0, this output is 0 0. Similarly, we can test all the other combinations 1 1 0 1. Okay, so if you make it 1 1 0 1, okay, so it is already 1 1, and here it is 0 1. So we have to make D equals to 1. So once you will make it D equals to 1, this LED is glowing. And for other two combinations which are left is 1 1 1 0, and this is all ones. Okay, so I just try to make this all one first. So I'm just making this C equals to 1. So you see it is C equals to 1, so all 1, so it is glowing. And again I can make this D equals to 0. Okay, so we can make it D equals to 0. So now you can see that we have tested all the functions, all the combinations, and this output is corresponding to our given statement. Okay, so this way actually we have to implement our circuit using the NAND implementation. And here you can see that we are actually using the minimum number of NAND gate to implement the given statement. Okay, so this way we have to implement our circuit using the minimum number of NAND gates. So I request all the viewers, as we have implemented this particular function, okay, the given statement, you can also try on another combinational circuit based on the given statement. For example, you can also perform another experiment number 6, whose the statement may be given in this way, that to design a 3-input majority logical digital circuit. Okay, three input majority logic digital circuit whose output is equals to 1 if majority of inputs are ones, otherwise output will be 0. So to implement this circuit, we have to again use the minimum number of NAND gate. Okay, so for this particular circuit, as you can see that for this particular statement, we have to use 3 inputs, and whenever more than 1 inputs are high, then the output is going to be high. So accordingly, you can form the truth table. Okay, I have already formed this truth table. Okay, based on the given statement, and then you can verify that the minimized expression that we are going to get will be F equals to AB plus BC plus AB. So I request all the viewers, please try to implement this minimized Boolean expressions using the NAND gate, and please use the 2-input NAND gate here again, and then try to use the minimum number of NAND gates. So hopefully you must be able to perform this experiment also. So thank you for watching this particular video. If you have any query, let me know with your comments in the comment box. So please stay connected with the channel, and thank you for watching this video.